Really quick video from yesterday's jujitsu class and following on from last week's, 2 days ago, where I talked about the center of gravity, and I really applied that last night, yesterday, to the session that we had. And I looked at the session from the perspective of me practicing that, getting that center of gravity and using that pressure. And that's what I had the intention of when I went into that training session yesterday. It was amazing. It was fantastic. And the reason it was that was because I felt the more power and how much more stable I was when I applied it in that session. And yesterday was all about an open mat. It was open mat. It was just rounds. It was 12 rounds of 6 minutes a round, of rolling on the floor. And in that process, for 6 minutes, you're rolling with the other people. Now, I'm just going to quickly diverge for a little second here. And the guys are amazing that I go and train with. I watch how they interact with other people of similar belts, and when they're with me, they're helping me to understand more about what's going on. They give me options about ways of getting out of the current, usually lock that I'm in. That kind of thing whilst I'm in that position has been fantastic. And so I'm going to give it to the guys for that. Like, it's awesome to be in that. It's about that community. It's about that thing. And that's why I'm there. I'm there for my mindset. I'm there about for my mental growth. But I'm also there to be part of a community and a group of people who share a similar interest to what I do. And for them to take that time out in this to show me and give me options to get out of the positions that I'm in, or hey, you've half done a move here, you're gonna go into the next step, or don't just stop there, keep rolling, keep using your gravity to roll over into the next part of that move. And that's what I found yesterday was practicing that center of gravity. I took my focus off trying to just get into a lock or into a position. I stayed focused on just using my gravity and going in and hearing what these guys have to say, because obviously I've done a few sessions now and they're really helpful along that way. So my whole intention yesterday was to just practice that center of gravity and expect to be in positions where I'm probably not going to be able to get out of them, and I can learn from them. And that, for me, I found the heat here was like 34 degrees. That's in Celsius, not Fahrenheit. So that in itself, in a tin shed with no air conditioning, was a great mental game for me, as well as 12 rounds of 6 minutes with 30 seconds break in between each round. And so, yeah, following on from that one on Wednesday, that session, and that was just purely that remaining center of gravity and having that faith that I will keep practicing and learning as I'm going, and I'm not measuring myself based on what everyone else is or however other people want to do it. I've gone in it for my own reasons and my own purposes, and so I'm measuring each session based on that. And so that's why I set my intention yesterday going in there. I knew it was going to be an open mat. I knew the guys that do compete and everything else were going to be there, but my intention wasn't to try and put them into locks. My intention wasn't to do any of the other sort of thing. My intention was just purely to practice understanding my gravity, understanding how I can use that, keeping myself centered as much as I can. And I found at the end of it that my ability to hold my position a lot longer, or be able to use their weight as they were trying to do something, I was able to then change position completely by feeling their gravity, by changing their center of balance, and then using that to my advantage as well. And that's how I measured that session. And so I'm incredibly grateful for the fact that I am now getting my head more around the fact that I don't need to measure myself on the same way that other people measure themselves. I'm measuring it in my own way, and I went in with that intention of what I wanted to get out of yesterday's session, and it was just fantastic. So definitely balance, center of gravity was the huge thing that I took away from it. So I hope that was helpful for you guys as you're starting out. It certainly was helpful for me while I'm starting to get this concept, and like I said, just find that right community in here. Okay guys, catch ya.